Now let's get to the meaning of these two documents and their scope. Now let's start with the right of occupancy. The right of occupancy is a right given by the government to an individual or company to use the particular land or property. It is the right to use that particular property for a particular time or a given time. It is not perpetual. It is not ownership. It is not a proof of ownership. The right of occupancy is like in FCT, the FCT minister gives you a grant for a particular piece of land. That grant is for you to make use of that particular piece of land for a particular period of time. There are certain things that one need to do before you can attain the status of ownership. But if those things are not being done, that right of occupancy does not give you absolute ownership of that property. For instance, you cannot use a right of occupancy, the ROFO, like people short form or people call it. You can't use it to access loan in most commercial banks. Now let's go to Certificate of Occupancy. Certificate of Occupancy is also a title document issued by the government. Now, the difference between Certificate of Occupancy and Right of Occupancy is that Certificate of Occupancy is a proof of ownership. It's proof of ownership of title. It is absolute. You don't have to do any other thing to perfect it, unlike the Right of Occupancy. That there are certain things you need to do to perfect the title before you can attain this ownership status. But Certificate of Occupancy, it means that all those preliminary things, prerequisite things that are needed to be done before the right of occupancy can attain the status of Certificate of Occupancy, it means that those prerequisites have been done. For instance, there are certain payments need to be made. The survey plan, you check out the TDP on ground, you check out also there are payments to do for that. The ground rent also, those are the prerequisites that the right of occupancy will undergo before it attains the status of a certificate of occupancy. Now, a certificate of occupancy, anybody who has the certificate of occupancy can use it to do anything and do any type of transaction. Every commercial bank can accept certificate of occupancy for mortgage and every other transaction. Anything at all you want to do, you can use the certificate of occupancy as a collateral for whatever thing you want to do. So, before you do any transaction with anybody, try and find out what title the document has, so that you know what you're doing, know what you're going into. Like for instance, now if you have a right of occupancy and you buy a property that has such right, and if peradventure the person that sold the land to you dies, then you have a lot of things to do. There are a lot of documents to obtain, which it means a lot of stress on you that is acquiring such property. So it's always advisable to go for a property that has C of O as its title. You don't have anything to lose. It's a complete document and you can use it and transact anywhere you go and talk. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. Tell, don't worry, you can do without the right of occupancy or certificate of occupancy. It is a lie. It's not true. You can't do without it. And those documents are very important documents in property transactions. So if you don't have them, you are on your own. And I advise and strictly advise, anytime you want to buy a property, please ask for those title documents, the C of O or the R of O. If it is R of O, know that there are the prerequisite things that you need to do so that it will attain the status of a certificate of occupancy, which is final. So if it is not, you cannot, it is not final. So always know, the major thing here for us to know is that right of occupancy and certificate of occupancy are very, very different. They are different documents. One gives you the right to use the property for a particular period of time, but the other one, it's proof of ownership. It shows that you are the owner of that particular property as against any other person claiming ownership. That's proof of ownership. That's what get it. Proof of ownership and right to use. Right to use is for right of occupancy, whereas proof of ownership is the certificate of occupancy. If you want peace of mind as a property owner, please know this. For more legal tips, make sure you press the subscribe button. And also, if you have any question concerning real estate or land verification process, use the comment section or send us a DM at Amuchan Properties. I still remain Uzoka Charles, Head of Legal, Amuchan Properties and Homes Limited.